This is a list of a bunch of games that I have found play amazing at 2 players on Board Game Arena. Hello and welcome to Assorted Meeples. I'm Phillip the Meeple on duty, and today we are obviously looking at Board Game Arena and what games play pretty darn well at 2 players. Now, mind you, there is a range that Heather will play, so this is not all-encompassing. These are the games that I have found play very well at 2 players on Board Game Arena, especially considering we play a lot of this when Heather's on break at work, so we stay connected and talking and doing stuff together while she's breaking. She has half an hour break. Most of these games play in that time frame if we're on it and taking our turns quickly and right away, or within a break or two. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, first one up is Heather's favorite, Railroad Inc. This is a roll and write game where you're rolling 4 dice, marking down the routes on your board, and you are trying to connect all 12 different cities as best you can, either by train track or highway, and a combination of those. If you haven't played it, I highly suggest it. Railroad on BGA, it is absolutely a fabulous rendition. It has the red and the blue, and it has the expansions for both of those. So you have a lot of replayability in there. Even just the base game to me is absolutely amazing to play again and again and again and again. At some point we're going to have to play that on a Thursday night and just do a play along with a live stream. I think that would be really fun. But this is one of Heather's favorite. This one definitely plays in under the half-hour line. It has an approximate of how long it should play and all that, so you can get a good idea. These are actually fairly accurate because I think they're taking the time limits from the live plays. I usually set it up for turn-based at 1 turn a day, just so we don't get penalized for not taking our turns. Next one up is a new one on here. This is a beta version of Hidden Leaders by Best Friend Games. And I love this game. I have not played it on here. I love this game, and it's on here because this is new, and I wanted to draw attention to it. In Hidden Leaders, you have a leader who is a part of 2 factions. You have a central board. Let's scroll down here just a minute. You have a central board here that you are trying to maneuver these 2 forces along to get into your win conditions. To win with the undead, you have to have both of the markers in the graveyard. To win with the red empire, you have to have the red in front of the black without it being in the both of them being in the graveyard. For the green, just the opposite. Green in the lead, both not in the graveyard. And the water, you need to be within 1 or 2, like adjacent of each other to win the game. Very fun game. Highly recommend trying this one. I am actually going to propose a game of this with Heather here in a little bit when Heather goes on break. Oh, nope, that was not what I wanted. Close that down, close that tab down. King of Tokyo. They have a 2-player variant on here that I didn't know existed, where when you take the city or start your turn in the city, you get 1 energy. This works amazingly well to keep the game balanced and dynamic. And after playing this game on BGA, I'm starting to really like and appreciate and see the value of a lot more of the cards for creating different situations where you're going to enjoy it. Like, I finally got Wings and didn't quite get Friend of Children, but staying in the city with Wings, I was able just to stay there and pound my wife down and beat her. She also ended the game in 3.5 rounds, and I am ecstatic by that. But King of Tokyo plays amazing at 2-player on here. It's very fast, very easy. We have our texting conversation going while we're playing this game. It's a great time. Dragon Castle, this one runs pretty long even on here, and you have to get the scripting for it takes a minute to get used to the you got to select a tile and then click a button, select a tile, click a button, and it's very, until you get that, it gets very hard to keep straight. I love this game. This is Mahjong while you're tearing down the main castle and building up your own, getting points for flipping more of a same color over at once, as well as placing shrines that give you end of game points. Absolutely love this one. Fabulous game. This is another one that I own that was published by CMON, but it's actually a Horrible Guild game. And Horrible Guild, every game of theirs that I've played is absolutely fabulous. So Dragon Castle, very much worth looking into, especially for just 2 players and for casual good fun. I was closing tabs as I went here. There we go. Century, Spice Road. They have the Gollum edition art on here, and I absolutely am here for that. This is one of Heather's favorite card games. It's a drafting game and a engine builder by Emerson Musashi. And I think, God, I probably just murdered that. And we get lots of plays of this in even physical copies. We have a lot of plays. I love this one as well because it's, for an engine builder, it's very straightforward, but you have to puzzle out what your engine can do, and you're not always going to have an efficient engine. Sometimes it's going to be so broken just terrible, absolutely terrible, that you wonder how you're going to even get 1 golem, let alone 6 golems needed to end the game. But we've talked about this one a lot. We love this one here at the Meeples, and it's one of Heather's favorites as well. Splendor Duel. I'm going to talk about these two together. Splendor Duel and Splendor. Both play amazing at, obviously, 2 players on Board Game Arena. I love Splendor, but now that I've found Splendor Duel, I want to play that more, especially with Heather. Unfortunately, there are a lot of small emblems, and on her phone, it's very hard for her to see it, so she doesn't necessarily like playing that one as much. And she doesn't want to take her tablet into work, which completely understand. But Splendor Duel and Splendor both are amazing games to play on Board Game Arena. They're laid out very well. It's easy to see what you can do. Cards that you can take are highlighted so you know what is available to you. You don't have to search and see and then find out like, oh, I can't do that. So it whittles down your options right away of what you can or cannot do. And I like that it does that very well. Splendor Duel does some really fun stuff that when I first heard about it, I was like, I'm not sure. And then we played it on here. I'm like, I need to pay the money to buy that game physically. So it will be getting in our collection. Just has not happened quite yet. Bunny Kingdom. I know we play this a lot at 4-player, and it plays amazing at 3 players. We've yet to play a 5-player game, but the 2-player variant where you are taking 1 card and hate drafting a 2nd card. So each round you only get 1 card, but you still get all the cards you would normally get, makes for a very challenging game, and I am completely here for it. I really can't talk about this game enough. It is absolutely fabulous. Heather doesn't like it for break times because, one, it takes a long time to play. 2, it's very hard for her to see everything on the board on her phone. And 3, I have more experience and understand the drafting mechanics of this game better than she does. So I typically beat her down pretty bad, and she gets mad at me for it. So, understandably so. Carcassonne plays amazing at any player count. I love the simpleness of this game that allows you just to carry on a conversation and play this in the background. Is there strategy here? Yes, there is. Is it overwhelmingly hard? Absolutely not. This is a introductory game to the hobby. I love that it's stuck around this long. It is a pure tile-laying game, and it plays really well at 2 players, especially when both players know what they're doing and how to ruin somebody's day. We've had, I want to say, 5 Meeples in the same city before it completed, and we have blocked cities pretty darn hard through the course of games. So I'm really getting impressed with my wifey's ability to make my life hell in the game. 7 Wonders Duel. I like this one. Heather does not. She is not much for drafting, and she doesn't fully get the mechanics. She understands the basics of the mechanics. She doesn't understand the strategy or what all the cards do. So that is the part that frustrates her the most with this game, which I totally understand, but she doesn't like playing it. And again, it's another one where on her phone, the cards are extremely tiny, and Board Game Arena does not make it really easy to zoom in or out on their tabletops. It's one of the features that is probably the least useful of all their features. So, as much as I like this one, and I would love to play this against her more because I think it is a solid game, it's just not going to happen. Although, Repost just announced they're doing a Lord of the Rings based one, so we'll see if that changes when that one comes out, because that might tickle her fancy a little more, because sometimes it's all about the theme and the artwork for you. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it makes it a lot harder to play the game or be interested in the game. And last up, we have one that Heather will not play with me because she just doesn't like it. But I played a bunch of games with Callahan, and it does a lot of things really well. And I wish I could play this more, but unfortunately it just sits on the shelf not being played. And me and Callahan played quite a number of rounds. We just don't always play Board Game Arena. Actually, we pretty rarely play on Board Game Arena between the Meeples. We played a Patrons Night last night, and that was fabulous, which if you're not a member of our Patreon, $1 a month gets you into our Discord. $5 guarantees you a place at the table for the monthly Friday night games. And $10 gets you a monthly shout out. So go ahead and head over there and support us if you want, if you like our content. Also, hit that like and subscribe button and all that jazz that if you're going to do it, you're going to do it anyways. So thank you. But Super Fantasy Brawl is one of those games I just really, really love the concept of, even if I don't get to play it very often. And that makes me sad. So that is all I have for games that I found on Board Game Arena that are really good for 2 players that I have personally tried. There are a bunch more out there, and please, 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 please leave a comment below if there are games on Board Game Arena that you saw I did not put up there that are extremely good at 2 players. it's easy to miss every game out there, and I am looking forward to learning some new games as well. So, but yeah, that was my list. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one, and I hope I introduced you to a few new games that you hadn't tried on there or thought to try on Board Game Arena. King of Tokyo was the surprise winner for me, so I was not expecting it to be as much fun or as fluid and simple as the board game is at multiple players. So thank you guys very much, and have a good one. All right, bye.
If you like what you just saw, please support us by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more great gaming content.